Next gland which we have to discuss is parathyroid gland. This gland is also present in the neck region and it secretes a hormone named as parathormone. This hormone is also known as Collip's hormone, on the name of the scientist who discovered this hormone. Collip was the name of the scientist who discovered it, and on the name of the scientist itself, the name is referred as Collip's hormone. This hormone controls the calcium and phosphorus level or balance in blood. So this is the function of parathyroid gland and the hormone secreted by it. The next gland which we have to discuss is thymus gland. This gland is a pinkish lobular gland present in the chest region near heart, in this portion approximately. This gland is fully grown in children and starts degenerating with maturity. As a person becomes an adult, slowly and steadily this gland diminished, degrading, degenerating. So that gland is thymus gland. The hormone secreted by this gland is thymosin hormone. The name of the hormone is named based on the name of the gland itself, that is thymus gland secretes thymosin. What is the function of it? Thymosin regulates the production as well as the maturation of T lymphocytes. It is a kind of WBC which helps in providing us immunity and helps our body to fight against the pathogens and the allergies. So basically it plays the role of immunity in our body. So that is the function of thymus gland. Next, and the very, very important gland which we have to discuss is adrenal gland. These are a pair of triangular shaped glands present over the kidneys. As we draw the diagram of kidneys in the excretory system, there are two triangular shaped glands present over the kidneys, and those are known as adrenal glands. Adrenal gland has two regions. The outer region is adrenal cortex, and the inner region is adrenal medulla. Adrenal cortex releases three hormones: glucocorticoids, mineralocorticoids, and the last ones are 6 corticoids. These control the metabolism of carbohydrates. These control the metabolism of various minerals like sodium and potassium, ion balance in the body, and these control the sexual hormones. Adrenal medulla secretes two hormones, adrenaline and noradrenaline. Nephrin or epinephrine also their names are. Only adrenaline is in our 10th class syllabus, so you can leave all these other hormones but focus on adrenaline very carefully. It is a very, very important hormone. This hormone is also known as emergency hormone. This hormone is also known as triple F hormone. Triple F stands for flight, fight and फ्लाइट. उड़ना, फ्लाइट, फाइट, झगड़ना, लड़ाई के लिए रेडी होना, और फ्लाइट, डरना. These are certain emergency situations, बच्चे. In these, the adrenal secretion is increased substantially. Adrenal keeps on secreting in our body every time, but during the emergency conditions like excessive joy, nervousness, fear, adrenaline rush occurs in our body and the secretion of adrenaline becomes more. जब भी बच्चों हम किसी भी ऐसी सिचुएशन में होते हैं जहां हमारी बॉडी को इमरजेंसी है, लाइक डरना, हम जा रहे हैं बच्चे, एकदम से हम सामने एक डॉग देख रहे हैं, स्ट्रे डॉग, में डर लगता है, तो हमारी हार्ट बीट बढ़ जाती है, रेस्पिरेटरी रेट तेज हो जाता है. दैट इज व्हाट द adrenaline rush in our bodies. If teacher sometimes asks a question, abruptly, we become very nervous, we afraid of it, and then adrenaline rush occurs in our body. If we are walking in the park and we suddenly see a snake in front of us, then obviously the heartbeat increased, respiratory rate increased, and that is known as adrenaline rush. What is the effect of adrenaline on our body? What is the function of adrenaline? It reduces the blood flow. To gastrointestinal tract, the tract which requires a large amount of blood, and during emergency condition that tract do not require blood in that much regular amount, so the blood is substantially reduced to that region. Why it is reduced? So that extra amount of blood can be given to muscular region, so that muscle can be prepared for those emergency conditions. So the blood flow is increased to the muscular region, to the muscles like bicep muscles, thigh muscles, so that we can easily run or prepare ourselves, or birds can prepare ourselves for flight. So these are the particular regions for that. Regardless of these, heartbeat increases, respiratory rate increases. Due to all these effects, the energy available to the muscle cells becomes increased, and that's how our body will become prepared for those emergency conditions. The same thing happens in the case of birds for the flight purpose. So, this is the function of adrenaline. Noradrenaline works as a neurotransmitter in our nervous system. So that is the function. That is not the part of our syllabus. But if you want to just know the little function of it, it acts as a neurotransmitter in the nervous system. But function of adrenaline is a very, very important question for your board exam. The next gland which we have to discuss is pancreas. Pancreas is also an example of heterocrine gland, that it releases enzymes as a exocrine function, and it secretes two hormones. The first one is insulin, and a very important question for your board exam. Insulin is the only hormone which is in your syllabus of 10th class lecture. Insulin is secreted by certain specialized cells present in the pancreas. Pancreas has alpha, beta, and gamma type of cells, and beta cells of pancreas releases insulin. Insulin controls blood sugar level. How? It helps in the conversion of glucose present in blood into a stored food, that is glycogen. And glycogen is a very important question. In human beings or in animals, the energy derived molecule present in this body is glycogen, which is the stored food of animals. So that glucose, the excessive glucose in the blood, is stored in the form of glycogen by the help of insulin in liver. So bache, the target site, the target organ of the insulin is liver. In the deficiency of insulin, a person suffered from a disease, and that disease is named as diabetes. That is, in normal language we call it sugar ho gayi hai. My grandfather or someone else in my family or my relatives has suffered from sugar. That is basically referred as diabetes. So due to lack of insulin, due to deficiency of insulin by the pancreas, a person suffered from a disease named as diabetes. Second, glucagon. It's glucagon. These two are antagonistic to each other. Antagonistic means exact opposite to each other. If in certain cases our blood glucose level is reduced, then the glycogen which is stored in liver is again broken down, splits up into glucose, and that glucose is dissolved in blood, so that blood glucose level can be maintained to normal. बच्चे ये क्या कर रहा था, ब्लड में जो एक्स्ट्रा ग्लूकोज है, एक्सेसिव ग्लूकोज है, उसको ग्लाइकोजन की फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट कर रहा है. और ये क्या कर रहा है, जब हमें जरूरत है, मान लो हम बच्चे बहुत दिनों से फास्ट पर है, तो बच्चे हमें एनर्जी की जरूरत है, जो ग्लाइकोजन स्टोर्ड फूड है वो ग्लूकोज में कन्वर्ट होकर डिसॉल्व हो जाएगा ब्लड में, और ब्लड उस ग्लूकोज को ट्रांसपोर्ट कर देगा हर सेल तक, ताकि हर सेल एनर्जी प्रोड्यूस कर सके. एंड दिस कन्वर्जन इज डन बाय ग्लूकागोन. This is secreted by the pancreas. So these are the two hormones secreted by pancreas. The one is in your syllabus and that is insulin. A very, very important question for your board exam, bachcho. In the case of a deficiency of insulin, the injections of insulin are to be given to the patient. You must have heard, बच्चे, उस person को तो insulin का injection लगता है. Why that insulin injection is there? So that the blood glucose level can be maintained normally. तो इसलिए बच्चे insulin है. Insulin is prepared genetically, बच्चे. You must have heard about the genetically modified crops in your previous class in chapter improvement in food resources. Likewise, बच्चे, there are certain genetically modified drugs are there, and insulin is genetically modified drug which is prepared by genetic modification. So that you will study in your higher classes, in I think +2 as well. So that is the insulin. This is a very important question, so do remember it very properly and by writing practice. The ninth glands, or you can say the mixed organs which we have to discuss, are gonads. The first one is testis. A pair of testes present below the abdominal cavity only in males. These are a pair of glands which produce sperm, that is produced a cytogenic function, produce a certain kind of cell. So cyto word is related to cell, to cytogenic function. But here you will study the hormone secreted by them, and that hormone is testosterone. Testosterone is responsible for the secondary sexual characters in males, as well as it is responsible for the production of sperm in the testes of males. The second gonad which is in your syllabus is ovaries. A pair of ovaries present in females only. They release estrogens, that is progesterone and estrogen, which controls the secondary sexual characters in females. So these are the certain hormones which are released by the glands and its functions.